Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Danielle at DC Plans, and I'm here with a rewind plan with me for the week of May 11th through May 17th. I am using this breakfast in bed kit. This was the February photo subscription kit from Shop Jessica Hart's. When I saw this kit, I was like, this screams a Mother's Day spread. I know the cliche of like making breakfast in bed, and like I'm not a big breakfast in bed person. In fact, for Mother's Day, I actually made breakfast. I love cooking breakfast. But I thought that this was like the perfect kit to kind of mark Mother's Day, relaxation, that kind of thing. So with the kit, I do get the Ultimate kit, and it comes with foil. I don't know if both the mini and the Ultimate come with foil, but this one came with foil. And it has, or I guess all of her kits that I get from her have foil with them. But this was like a rose gold foil. Her rose gold is more of a copper color. But I did pull in script stickers, header overlays, and it looks like full box overlays from SPC in their rose gold, which is definitely more pinky, but I think it still looks really nice together. The pink of the rose gold in the SPC foil kind of matches this kit still. The date numbers are also from Sticky Essentials. So hers is definitely, it's like somewhere in between. It's like not as pink as the SPC stuff, and it's not as copper as the stuff from Shop Jessica Hart. I think it's closer to the Shop Jessica Hart in my opinion. And I do tend to like the coppery colored rose gold more than the pink. I'm not a huge pink person. I like pink as much as the next person, but copper and like that true rose gold is my favorite. Not my favorite, but like I like it a lot more. Anyway, I'm putting down the base for everything. I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this, and I'll be right back. Moving on to the sidebar, I used the like Hello Gorgeous, I guess it's a quote box with like the really pretty like tulle in the background, and there was a foil overlay that like fit on that perfectly. So I did put that down. I put down a weekly ombre that I did not use. Her little kit, or her kit comes with little things, so I did mark my little things in my spread. And then there is a little half box on the bottom. I haven't written anything in there yet, though I'm sure that there's a lot that I could write in there. Moving on to Monday, I did have the baby's doctor's appointment on Tuesday, so they called me on Monday and just kind of did like all the stuff the nurse would typically do, like ask like about her milestones and stuff like that. So that's like the first thing that happened in the morning. They called me like 8 o'clock on the dot. After that, I felt so bad. We were practicing sitting, and Penny like literally threw her body back and hit her head on the floor. She was fine. She had a blanket under her, and she was on a carpeted floor, so she was more than fine. But of course she cried, and I felt terrible as a mom. I was like, oh my God. But she was completely fine. She wasn't like lethargic or anything like that. And the doctor even said, like, don't worry about like them hitting their head. If they're falling off furniture, that's more the concern. But since I did feel guilty, we did cuddle pretty much all day, which is not a bad way to spend the day. I also started The Betrothed. I finished, what's it called? The Crown was the last one. Yeah. I started The Betrothed and I was like, oh, this is part of the same series, and it's not. And that's okay. I thought it was a prequel, like going over like Amberly, the queen, but it wasn't, and that's okay. I just hated the book. I liked the characters. No, I hated all the characters. I liked the male characters, the female characters, and the main character was like, I don't know, it was very strange. She was like betrothed to the king, and he treated her like a freaking princess. Like, he was so nice. And then she was like, he treats me so poorly. And it's like they didn't demonstrate that in the book at all. There was no, and then she falls in love with this guy she's seen like once. There was no character arc for that guy. He maybe like was, I don't know, you know nothing about him. And she falls in love with him, and she like leaves the king, and this whole thing, and the king was like super understanding about it. He's like, that's okay, like you do whatever makes you happy. And she's like, I can't believe it, he's so mean. And it's like, he's like literally the nicest guy. Anyway, I was not a fan, but I do have to read the second one when it comes out, just because I want to know how it ends now. I think it's only supposed to be two, like a duology. So I'll definitely read the second one when it comes out, but like, I don't recommend it. It was not my favorite book. I probably would give it like 2 stars. There was just, the characters were terrible. It was just, all of a sudden, this girl falls in love with this guy. I don't know. It was very weird to me. But yeah, since the baby did hit her head, we did spend a lot of time reading together as well too. We cuddled on my bed and we read a lot of Golden Book that day. I was feeling really, really bad in the evening, so I did mark that I was like feeling negative. I just felt really guilty about the baby hitting her head. On Tuesday, we actually had our appointment, and the appointment did take a while. So they weren't having you wait in the waiting room. They put you right in a room. And I think because there was no like waiting in a waiting room, it felt like I was there for like 10,000 years. And of course, Alan couldn't be there. So it was just me and the baby, and then the doctor was running a little bit behind, and that's okay. It wasn't the doctor that we normally see, but we have seen this doctor before. But she was running a little bit behind, but finally she came in, which was fine. And it's really cute. They actually give them like a book. They're part of like some like national program where they get like a book for every well visit from 6 months to 5 years. And she's like, now's the time to start reading with your baby. And I'm like, been there, done that. Like, we read all the time. I'm a big reader, and I want her to be a big reader. So she's got a bookshelf full of books. She did get her vaccines, and they kept saying like, if like however they reacted to the 4-month vaccines or how they're going to react to the 6-month vaccines. I was like, oh my gosh, she was super cranky the next day. Like the day of, she was tired. The next day she was super cranky. So she honestly just took a nap. She took a nap on Tuesday, and she was sleepy, but then Wednesday I was expecting her to be cranky, and she was the happiest baby on the face of the planet. But Alan did like end work a little bit early so we could cuddle. We finished the caulking in her room, which was awesome. We had chicken Milanese for dinner, which is like the best thing on the face of the planet. On Wednesday, Alan did take off expecting the baby to be like in a bad mood and cranky, but she was like the happiest baby on the face of the planet. So I did go to the grocery store. I ironed and hung her curtains up. I did a lot of laundry. We took some naps. It was a good day. Just overall a nice like family day of productive things. I feel like there's no like, once you have a kid, there's no like relaxing days off. I feel like every day I'm like, okay, I need to clean this. I need to do this. I need to do that. But on Wednesday we did have gnocchi for dinner, and it was so good. I think this day we had the ricotta gnocchi with the risotto sauce, and it was delicious. Like, oh my God, it's like one of my favorite meals to get from the Springfield Pasta Company. Anyway, I know I'm like super ahead of this, but that's okay. Thursday, I did sleep in a little bit and started my morning by doing some laundry and tidying up the the dining room. So basically when Alan gets up with the baby, he will stay with her until her first nap. So I'm there, of course, to help if he needs it, or if like he has an early morning call or something like that. But it's a time for me to be able to do, some of my own stuff, which is nice. I have that on Sunday as well too, but Thursday it's just that first part of the morning, that first like 2 hours from when she wakes up until she goes down for a nap. So I was able to clean up a little bit. Our dining room, when we stay on top of it, it's not bad, but a lot of times it just becomes kind of like a catch-all for like all of our mail and packages and stuff like that. So we really have been like moving everything out. As soon as we get a package, we like take it out of the box, put it where it needs to go, break the box down. It had a lot of like, our dining room had a lot of like boxes that needed to go to the basement that were like Penny's old clothes and like her what are they called? The boppies. It had stuff for my sister's bridal shower. Like I had like 4 boxes for that. So I did finally take those downstairs. It wasn't on this Thursday, but finally my dining room has a little bit more usable space now because we do have a pack and play in there for Penny to play in and to change her diaper and stuff like that, because it has like the diaper changing thing on the top of it, which is super convenient. We did play outside a little bit. Excuse me. And again, spent a lot of time reading with the baby. She wasn't cranky or anything this week, I don't think, no. I did build her crib on Thursday night, which was super exciting. I just can't believe that that's done. And now she's sleeping in it. She's currently sleeping in it right now, but I don't know, at the time I was like, oh, I'm building her crib and like she's not gonna sleep in here for so long, and then she like moved right over. Not by my choice, just because she was turning over a lot in the bassinet, and I was like, okay, it's time to move her. On Friday, I started my morning by playing some Animal Crossing, which reminds me I definitely need to go check the price of my turnips right now. I did some reading. Like I said, The Betrothed, I was like slow going into it, and then when I hit the second half of the book, I just like read it in I think a day or so. Like I finished it like on the following Sunday or something. Like it just took a while for me to get into it. It's taking a while for me to get into the book that I'm reading now as well too. That's okay. I'm like 30 or maybe 40% through it, and I'm like, okay, is there going to be a storyline at some point? Anyway, I spent some time together as a family, and I went to Uno because Alan, I don't know, I had mentioned Uno, I forget why, at some point, and the last time I had Uno, I got super, super sick, and I was like, okay, I don't know if it was like just an experience because of what I ate, or maybe that Uno was bad, I don't know. There's actually an Uno closer to our house, and Alan loves Uno. Like, it's like one of his favorite chain restaurants, and he's like, I really want Uno for lunch. So we got Uno, we like split a pizza, we had some like appetizers, and again, I felt so sick. Like, I'm never eating at Uno again. I feel so bad because he loves it. I felt so sick. Not until later, and I know it wasn't dinner, because my dinner was freaking delicious. I just didn't feel well. We went outside and played a little bit. We got this like tent thing that's like an umbrella tent, and it basically creates a lot of shade for the baby. So we were playing outside like on her splash pad. And then for dinner, we went to a place called the Erin Pub and got some takeout, which is like one of my favorite local places. It's just like this pub that you can get like really good food, and you get a lot of it for the price. It's just really good. So I think I got a sirloin or filet mignon, I can't remember. I usually get their prime rib, and it's so good, but they were out. Or I don't know if they weren't making it because it was quarantine, and maybe they just weren't selling a lot. I don't know. We did also go to this place called The Frontier, and I got some slushies. I got 3 of them, and I like froze 2. They were so good. That's been like my favorite thing that's come out of quarantine is like to-go slushies. It's brilliant. Like, why didn't we think of this earlier? Saturday, I did do some reading and played some Animal Crossing. I did go on a walk with my mom. We ended up building the changing table on Saturday, and that was like the last big piece of furniture that needed to be built. The chair was obviously already assembled. I did have to build the like side table for the chair to like put her burp cloths in and stuff like that, but that was easy. But the changing table was like the last big piece of furniture, and it was weird to like have that stuff set up in the room. And then like the rest of the time we're like, we will put down the rug. We, I don't know, we decorated, hung up all her pictures and stuff like that. So it's just weird to look back and be like, oh my God, this doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but now it feels like it was 15 years ago. I did get to spend some like me time once she went to bed for the night. Sometimes I do feel like I need to like spend more time with her. I don't know. I feel guilty if I'm not with her when she's sleeping. And at this point she was sleeping in the bassinet next to our bed, and not gonna lie, sometimes I would just go to bed after she would go to sleep because I'm exhausted. I wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, if not earlier. But this night I actually spent some time, you know, for myself. And we had barbecue on Saturday. I think that we ordered out barbecue. I don't think that we cooked it. And if it was when I remember we got barbecue, it was not good. Like, I would never order from that place again. I forget what it was called though, but I know where it is, so I know not to go there. We have this like barbecue place that we absolutely love near us called Big Daddy's, and it's so good. And like, this place just did not compare. There was like no salt on anything. There was no seasoning. It was bad. Anyway, on Sunday, I did get to sleep in a little bit. I did some laundry and the dishes, like emptied the dishwasher and all that kind of good stuff. And we spent some time together as a family, and it's just, Sundays are nice. Like, I typically do clean a couple rooms on Sunday, but I typically do that when the baby's napping and Alan's doing something else. So I'll just like clean really quick, so that we can spend some time together. But Sundays always kind of look the same. It's always like me cooking breakfast, me sleeping in, me doing laundry, which is okay. I kind of like having that, not schedule, but like that consistency, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this plan with me. If you have any questions about anything, don't forget to comment down below, and I can get back to you about where either scripts came from or character stickers or anything like that. I've been trying to get away from like, first I did this and then I did this and like trying to make it more of like a dialogue of like a conversation. Maybe not a conversation because I'm the only one talking here, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so don't forget to hit that like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!